They'll speak about dividend stock, about Verizon company, nice dividend company to buy right now. I will check it technical and fundamental analysis. So we see that the current stock price is $36 per one share. Actually, it's ticker VZ. We can find it here. So if you look at the chart, it last 12 years since 2011 it traded in the range between $61 to 35, and now we trade in the lower border of this range. If you look at the RSI, the momentum indicator, now on the monthly time frame at 33, it means that the stock already were sold, and also again nice signal to buy the stock. So as I told you, the dividend yield more than 7%. Let's have a look on it fundamental parameters. So here we see that the company market cap is 155 billion bucks. The forward dividend yield more than 7%. Of course, this company operates in the same area as AT&T. It's engaged in the provision of communications, information, and entertainment products and services. Most of the valuation now is 7 PE ratio, price per earning. I remind you that the average PE ratio for S&P 500 index now about 15, so it's 2 times cheaper than the whole index companies. PS price per revenue is 1, so it's also very cheap. If you look at the performance, so the revenue showed us a slight growth last years, and the net income also continued to grow. So we see it's reflected in the net profit margin increasement. It was 5 years ago 12, now it's 16. So for me, for such sector, it's nice marginality. I remind you that AT&T, for example, last year, if I'm not mistaken, showed a loss. So by the way, AT&T I sold, but Verizon I continue to hold in my portfolio. So most of its revenue the company earned in the consumer sector, and 22% in the business sector, and the whole revenue of Verizon earned in the US. Let's have a look on the dividend history of the company. The dividend yield is 7%. The dividend increase track record 18%, the annualized 3-year dividend grow more than 2%, and the dividend payout ratio is 50. It means that half of its net income company usually pays as a dividends. I think it's great. It's very good news for the stock dividend investors, for people who would like receive stable cash flow. Here I see a nice room even to increase, to continue to increase dividend payments. So here we can see also the dividend history. We see that the dividend yield was 4%, 5%, 6%, but now it reached the very impressive level of 7%. If we look at the expectations for the next years, the EPS, earning per share, expected to be very stable, and the revenue also expected to be very stable, actually at the same level. So if we look at the chart once again, let's have a look on the PE ratio. We can see here that now it's about, as I told you, it's 7, so it's much better. For example, 4 years ago it was 15, 12, even 10, but now it really looks not expensive at all. So generally speaking, for me, Verizon, a nice stock, a nice dividend stock, dividend yield very high. Actually, the cash flows, the net income, revenue, the EBITDA, all the other operational parameters looks very well, very stable for last periods, and it's my opinion about this company. And of course, this company Verizon, I continue to hold in my personal portfolio. So of course, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, press the like button, and see you on the next time.